All right. So we hope everyone enjoyed having some time to get to know our teams better and learn something new about their solution for millennial health. We'll now move. All right, there we go. Tech sometimes gets very interesting. But listen, running it back a bit, I had the opportunity to hop in to quite a few of the team meetings that were happening. And I have to say that I personally hope everyone had an enjoyable time getting to know some of our teams better and learning a bit more about their solution for millennial health, right? So now we get to move along a bit to our panel, which is moderated by Chelsea Lowe. The goal of this panel, just as a reminder, is to learn more about the experiences our teams have had throughout the incubator and the accelerator. That includes hearing about their challenges that they face, growth moments, and just overall evolution. I think that's the best way to explain it, right? To describe it. It's the evolution. When you have an idea, when you know you're focused on a mission, when you know you want to make an impact and you want to make a difference in the city that you know and love, and you're committed to it. And so, with that, I think this is a really great time to give a virtual round of applause as Chelsea Lowe and the teams take the stage. So, let's clap it up and welcome them. Chelsea Lowe, take it away.
Thanks, Sarita. So excited to join you all today. I'm Chelsea Lowe, Impact Labs Program Manager at the Economy League, and I've been working with Nick Frontino and the team for the last few months, to really build out their ideas. So I'm excited for you all to hear a bit more about their experience today. So teams, I want you all to join me on the virtual stage so you can turn on your videos and we'll get started. So the first question is, we really want to hear about your experiences as it relates to our challenge focus area, which is millennial health. So what does millennial health mean to you, and how did this inspire your overall idea? So who would like to start? Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So again, I'm Mackenzie from Sheer Balance. So millennial mental health is very important to me because I, one, am a millennial, and I've been working in the mental health field for the last 10 plus years. And with everything going on, growing into adulthood, now being the adult in the room, that comes along with its own challenges. Then throw a pandemic on top of that. So just having my own experiences with my mental health not being the best, even though I've had the training, I know what to look for, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but in that moment, it gets hard. So I can only imagine what it's like for other people that don't have the training in the background. So that's why, participating in this in millennial mental health is something that's very important to me.
Mackenzie, and thank you for modeling that. Please do introduce yourself and your team name with your answer. So. Takia, would you like to share next?
Sure thing. So I'm Takia, and my company is Strides. And I would definitely like to piggyback on what Mackenzie said, just about having the training for our topics and still not necessarily being able to show up as the experts all the time, right? So I started Strides because I wanted to create something that I would want to come to and be around the people and millennials that would motivate me and support me. I also struggled a lot during the pandemic, and not having access to people to work out with and stay motivated with was super challenging. So I created Strides to, try to solve that problem for other people. And again, it's nice to have the support of a group because sometimes it's hard, even when you're the expert in the field, to really show up and do the work. Sometimes we all just need the extra motivation.
Karen, you want to go next?
Sure, thank you so much. My name is Karen, and I'm here representing Let's Talk Philly. My team is somewhere with the attendees too. And so I am part of the millennial generation myself, and we all have family and friends that are part of the immigrant millennials in Philadelphia that, uh, they seek help to cope with the stressors of moving to a new city. And usually what we face is that the typical response to this is some kind of clinical approach or service. And this is a challenge because we come from different countries and different cultures where we have different beliefs and health practices. And so this type of approach sometimes is not necessarily something that we feel comfortable with. And that is one of the reasons that we wanted to create Let's Talk Philly with a different approach that was built on strengths and stories and experiences and cultural values, of course. And our biggest inspiration is just our participants that come and share these amazing stories and experiences too. So thank you.
Nicole, you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, so my name's Nicole Kenny, and I'm the founder of Hey Auntie. And millennial health is deeply personal to me because I too am a millennial, and adulting is hard. And what I realized is that you cannot Google everything, and I've tried, right? And I'm very type A. I'm a planner, and I have really diverse friendships, relationships, and in one of those ways, it's through age. So having more seasoned women around me has been a really powerful way for me to navigate life. I'm one of those people, I don't want to have to learn the hard way. If I don't have to, I'm good. So if someone's going to be generous and kind enough to give me insight, to tell me, stay away from that, thank you. And so for me, when I put the Hey Auntie idea, I wanted to think about how can I create a system to make this more available and scalable to more folks. What I'm hearing from so many people is we just want to know everything is going to be okay. Sometimes that's all you need to hear. And sometimes it means a little bit more when it comes from someone who's actually been through it, that you're going to be okay. And so that's what really motivated me. And Hey Auntie is multi-directional. So just like aunties are pouring into me, I'm also pouring into aunties. And I also am an auntie, because I'm here for the Gen Zers. I got an 8-year-old nephew, so I really see Hey Auntie as being a generational platform that really is supporting women at different stages of her life cycle. And so that's why I submitted this idea.
Gianna, definitely want to hear more about your connection to millennial health.
Yeah, so I want to piggyback off of what Nicole said, this idea of needing to feel like you're not alone. And that really did inspire this project a lot. I have a mother support group. And during the pandemic and throughout the protests, I actually went to my mothers and I said, how can I help? Instead of, these programs that just kind of pop up and like telling you what you need. My approach was to say, how can I help you? And this idea of not being alone really did translate into the kitchen and being able to use that as a platform for community. The families that I work with, they're all millennial mothers. My son is a millennial. And what I found is that particularly the fact that type 2 diabetes was such a high indicator of declining health as part of this project. And knowing that type 2 diabetes is food related oftentimes, I just found that combination to be an opportunity to really dig in deeper about the importance of plant-based foods and plant-based eating amongst a community that is not really talked to about this. It's not really presented or centered in the Black community. And again, millennial mothers and young millennials who don't necessarily know how to cook. That's another thing that I realized in this project is that a lot of millennials don't know how to cook. So to provide cooking classes that are super accessible, that's very meeting people where they are, has been really a primary focus of this project.
Well, thank you all so much for sharing more about that background. I do want to let people know how long this journey has been. So we had teams submit ideas actually last fall to the program, and we've been working together really since February. So before the pitch competition, we've been doing workshops and training. So it's been a lot of information and content that you all received. So throughout these past few months, you've learned about funding, marketing, how to prepare your pitch, and so many more topics. What was the greatest lesson you took away from your experience with the Well City Challenge? And whoever would like to start first, you can feel free to
First, slowing down has been the biggest thing I've taken away. So when I come up with the idea, I'm usually like, if I thought of it today, it's happening tomorrow. And so this has definitely allowed me to really break down the process and take in all the lessons and really just kind of test what works. And took a lot more time to actually read and digest and then apply what I've learned instead of, coming up with the idea, just going for it and not really doing things in a smart way.
to that. Who would like to go next? Mackenzie, you want to share?
Sure. I'll go. So for me, I think what I learned is the importance of, I think somebody mentioned earlier, like we're not in it alone. Especially being a team of one, well, two, because I also had my advisor, but being able to lean on everybody that was also going through it to feel like, you know what, I don't have to do it by myself. There's so many people, different resources and people that are out there that are willing to help. It's just a matter of, relinquishing some of that control and accepting the help that's being offered. So that is one of the big things that, I learned through this whole process.
Oh, go ahead.
Organization Get Fresh Daily. I've been operating that for about 4 years now, and I've always been a one-woman team. So to be a part of this and really be encouraged to work together and work in community, it's really been transformational. But the other thing that I would say has been really helpful, and actually I forgot. I lost my train of thought thinking about how impactful community.
Yeah, if you want to take a pause, you actually went off video for me. I'm not sure if anyone else is having that issue. She's still here for you all? Okay, cool.
Oh, well, I just was saying that that has been working in community and being encouraged to work in community. The other thing I want to say is just really the amount of resources. I mean, this was the first time that I had an opportunity to speak directly to funders. And those one-on-ones was the first time that I had talked directly to a funder, even though I know that, we're always saying like, funding is built on relationships. And I'm just like, well, how do you get a relationship? I don't, I don't know how to access, that community. So honestly, that's been a real game changer for me to really recognize that it is built on personal relationships and going out and looking for funding. So that's been tremendous.
Great. And Nicole or Karen, did you have?
I agree, like especially with Takia's point of slowing down. And especially too, because my idea is tech enabled. And so really thinking about how to understand the problem, and that really requires slowing down. And another thing that has been really exciting about in technology, and perhaps it's the same for other you guys as well, is wow, my brain just went, but that it is okay to fail fast. And for me, that has never been language used with me before, that it is okay to fail fast. And so given that permission to really dream and create visions and to test, and that is okay. And if you're not failing, you're not dreaming, has been super empowering and super liberating in this process. And to Gianna's point, just the resources, I've been overwhelmed with people who want to help. I think I know people want to help, but the fact that people are giving their time is more valuable than money, in my opinion. And so when people are just giving their time it's very humbling. So that's been very encouraging as well, is that people really do want to help.
Aaron, for you?
Yeah, so I agree with all that, and this has been an amazing journey and a great learning experience. We have learned so much from the experts that joined the sessions, and we have learned so much from these amazing and powerful ladies here that I have now the honor to meet. And I agree, the resources and the support you have given us has been amazing, and it really like makes honor to the name, because it was really a challenge. It was a challenge to ourselves, to learning new things and explore new ideas that now are helping us to take our organization on the right path. So very grateful.
Hadn't even thought of it, but thank you for giving us that language around, yes, the challenge has been challenging. Interested to know more high level, or maybe one small example around how your ideas have evolved throughout the process. So from the beginning, when you first submitted your application in the fall to now, like what changes have come in your idea?
Go first. We have a funny way to call at the beginning, we would call our project, we would say that it was alias the baby, because it was a baby when we started this program. And after all the training we have received, we found the ideal model for our organization and started setting the foundations of what we want Let's Talk Philly to be and to become. And it has been growing steadily since we started from day one. And the Wall City Challenge was an excellent opportunity to learn again from the experts and enrich and expand our vision. We gained clarity about the things that we were doing well, like in the right path, but we also became aware of our weaknesses and where we had to work more, which made us think in new directions and new strategies. So we were looking for an opportunity to take our project to the next level, and it happened. And now it's growing, and it's amazing to see that. So, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it is amazing to see the growth for all of your projects. Anyone else want to give an example around how your project or your idea has evolved since the beginning, or maybe a new component that you thought of in working with the challenge?
Jump in. When we first started, Strides was very run coaching focused. So only really thinking about getting people from I've never run before to making it across the finish line, say like a 5K or half marathon. But I've thought a lot about, if the goal is to make this accessible and to get new folks into the community, to kind of dial it back. And so now the workouts are designed in a way that if you have no intentions to ever run a race, you can still come to Strides and have a really great workout. So it's a lot more based on that combination of running and circuit training. So it's pretty much something for everybody. And if you don't have any intentions on running long distance, even though I would love to see you do that, you can still show up and have a good time.
I'll jump in. My project has evolved so much from the very beginning. I mean, the Freedom Greens and Gardens project was really like a concept. I mean, there were different elements that were happening in real time in the work that I've been doing. So I was doing food distribution, I was doing cooking classes, we were doing it online. We had gone out in the garden last summer, and I realized how empowering that was. So especially like this whole idea of having a food box. I was like, oh yeah, it'd be great to have a food box. And then to really double down and say, okay, how is this food box actually going to work? Has really been, has been the challenge, to Karen's point. It's been a challenge, but an exciting challenge, because that's a real business model where I've always existed in a very service-oriented space, but to have a product to actually be developing and really being able to tap into some of my previous experiences and taking a product to market, I knew I had the skills, but I hadn't done it independently. So to really, bring it from that high concept to, okay, these are the recipes. I got to break down every recipe. I've got to, how much is this box going to cost? All of these things has really, really been amazing. And I'm grateful probably to go back to Kia's point about having to slow down and take every single step. You have to take every single step, to get it from concept to actually launching it. So it's been an amazing evolution. I'm super excited about having the opportunity and the time to flesh it all the way through.
Share how they've evolved.
So one of the things that I first commissioned as soon as I got the first 10,000 was doing market research. So when I did my initial incubator idea, I was focused more just on career. And what I found in doing one-on-one user interviews with some of the prospective users is that career was important, but they were really interested in fulfilling their life's potential. And so really broadening the scope of what Hey Auntie will be used for, that was a real pivoting moment for me. But it was also really exciting as well, because what's most important is that the users are able to thrive. So even in the conversations that we were having, we knew we're building something that's going to be meaningful, because even the questions that we were asking to get folks to begin to, what does this look like to you? What does this feel like to you? And then being able to take that data and really kind of continue to develop the Hey Auntie concept has been super exciting. But I guess too, that's also why one of the things I've learned in this accelerator as well is just flexibility, especially if you're going to be people-centered, you have to be flexible. So that was the biggest change. Is career still an important component, because it is really important to us, but so is relationships, so are my finances. So, all these other things. And if we really want the woman to thrive completely, then making sure that Hey Auntie can provide all of that support.
Anyone else have any thoughts around their evolution? Say, if not, I'll move on. Oh, go ahead, Mackenzie.
So for me, starting with the Well City Challenge, I started with just an idea. And the evolution was going from, this is a good idea because I know it's going to work because I've been in the environment I know, to going through, doing the research, asking the questions, and being able to kind of have concrete evidence that, no, Mackenzie, this is not just a good idea because you said it so, but, these are the things that support it. And one of the things that I found was one of the issues and the initial reasons for starting Share Balance was that kind of stigma around mental health, was some of the same things that I was facing when even bringing, Share Balance into businesses. So I had to kind of rewind and recognize the importance of rapport building, even before doing the work. I have to kind of break down those walls first and then give the information. So, incorporating more of conversations, rapport building is going to be something that's very important.
I'm hearing a lot around this value of relationship building and slowing down, in that being a huge factor in how you've evolved throughout the program. So I'm curious to know, we're going to have one winner. I wish we could award all of you a prize. It's been so great working with you all and seeing your evolution. And I am so personally invested in all of your ideas. I'm like, I want you to win. So I am excited to see how you moving forward. Please do keep connected and keep us posted on your work. But I'm curious to know, what would taking home the grand prize mean to you? So what would that mean to your work and your business? We can start with Karen.
I was thinking about it, but it will be a game changer for us, because it will take us closer to what we want Let's Talk Philly to become, and also will help us to reach and connect with more immigrant millennials and support them to integrate better and faster in the city. So it will allow us to take the organization, like we said, to the next level, to offer more services and help and support to really explore their true potential, which is like how ultimately we measure the success of improving millennial wellness.
Gianna, you want to go next?
Sure. The prize money would be incredible because it will allow me to just continue the work that has already been started. I used my prize money to re-envision, reimagine our existing garden at 52nd and Pine Street. So that is amazing. To our point about support, I had a SALT landscape architect to redesign the space pro bono. It was amazing, but it's not done. So in order to really outfit it so that it is this space that has seating and education space, and that'll allow us to just continue that through like now, right now. And also a really huge component too is that I want to be able to hire someone to collect data and to be able to analyze that data so that I can really say that this is impactful and this is life-changing for the community that we're looking to serve. And honestly, you know, I can use 50% of that and make sure that I can collect data for an entire year and have that analyzed. So to be able to really use that as an investment to future funding and the future of the project is huge. It's really huge because otherwise I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out. I mean, I guess that's to the point where, you know, this has been extremely helpful in getting it to this point, and we're going to continue doing it. Like it's exciting because it has given us the legs to, you know, keep going from here. So, but it'd be really exciting to be able to do it a little bit easier with some funding.
Understood. Nicole, you want to go next?
It would mean everything. I was trying to, I was like, could I say something? But it would mean everything. I mean, especially too, because Hey Auntie is really, you know, mental health and emotional health and everyone thriving is super important to me. But anyone who knows me, I've spent my career working on racial and gender equity. And so having the opportunity to really center Black women in this platform, which is not often done in technology, and to use data to create an experience that can really improve our emotional and mental health is exciting, you know? And so this would really matter a lot because of all of, to Gianna's points, the resources and the type of support I need to bring this idea to fruition. So yeah, everything. That's all I can, it's everything. So yeah.
And Mackenzie, you want to go next?
Yes. So having an opportunity to win this money would mean that the work that I have been doing has not been in vain. To be able to have the potential to save a life or two or three, or, you know, obviously a lot more, but the opportunity to be able to reach people that have not been reached or who have not been taken into consideration or who have been lost for a very long time, to be able to give people an outlook and another option, because a lot of times we've seen the news, people experiencing mental health crises, it doesn't always, you know, have a positive outcome. So if we can reduce, you know, the news stories of negative outcomes of people that are experiencing mental health, especially for the Black community, this money will, you know, be able to do that. And I really am looking forward to that opportunity.
Takia.
Piggyback off everybody else. Yeah, the money will be everything. But most importantly, we've been doing this work now since 2013 and 2014, mostly for free and with the help of volunteers. And, you know, there's only so much you can expect people to do when they're doing services for free. And so this money will really allow us to hire coaches and really be able to spread this message across the city instead of, you know, when we first started our group runs, the location was selected because I can get from work to the start within 3 minutes, right? And I can't get to Germantown. I can't get to West Philly. I can't get to all these places, but having this money will really be able to allow us to empower other coaches from the community to actually make impact in their own neighborhoods.
You all, and Mackenzie, to your point, no matter who wins, I want you all to know that your work isn't in vain. We see you, like the community sees you. The community we built for the Well City Challenge sees you and supports you, and you all have done amazing so far. So I'm just excited to see what comes next. And that is actually to my last question: is what is next for your team and your concept, and how can people follow along and support you? So plug those websites and contact information. So what's next for you all? And we can start with Gianna.
Sure. What's next? I mean, it's ongoing. We're right out in the garden. I was out there today. I was out there. I met one of my garden ambassadors out there who lives in a neighborhood. She was walking by. We came over there and started talking about our dreams and aspirations for the summer and for the fall, and talking about, she's actually my registered dietitian. So we were talking about future recipes. I mean, we're just going to keep going. I mean, it's just, what's next is it's happening. What's happening now is just to keep going and looking forward to getting the box off the ground. So just excited to keep going, keep on keeping on what we've accomplished so far.
Support you, follow along.
Yes. Definitely a lot of volunteer opportunities in the garden, and also we'll have a lot of programs in the garden. So starting pretty soon in the next few weeks, hopefully, we're gonna have some, really small gatherings. So please, if you're interested in volunteering, supporting, donating, or coming out and being part of this experience, please do reach out via my website, www.getfreshdaily.org, where you can volunteer. Please follow us at Get Fresh Daily on Instagram. Those are the two best ways to reach out. And super responsive. I look forward to hearing from you. And to also stay tuned, we are looking forward to a small fall pilot launch of the box. So if you are plant-based, or if you're interested in being plant-based, or you want to be plant-based, we're here for you to support that transition. So hopefully we'll be able to do that starting in the fall.
And then Karen, we'll go with you next. So what's next for Let's Talk Philly, and how can people connect with you?
Yeah, so I mean, we're very happy with everything we have done here. So whatever happens tonight, our work won't stop here, because we know we're building something powerful and meaningful, and we're living our dreams. So, and like my teammate and friend Jushan once mentioned, because we have to, but because we want to and we can. So we have this initiative to help to support the immigrant millennial community, and we have the determination to bring who needs it. And so right now we're finishing our third round of circles next week, and then we will start planning for our next round in September that will be better and improved, because we will be applying all these new skills and learning that we got from this experience. And in the meanwhile, I think we're going to be launching a crowdfunding campaign. So we invite everybody to join us and to stay tuned at this. And we will also be organizing some events. So like, for example, this Saturday, we're doing a walk in the city to get to look at some of the murals around the city, and to people to get to know more about it, because I mean, they're amazing. We love them. So we're doing this Saturday. And so, so you can reach out at our email address, that is letstalkphillyecc@gmail.com, or at our social media. Facebook is same, at Let's Talk Philly. And stay tuned with us and follow us and engage with us. We're also very happy to share our story, our experiences, to everyone that wants to get involved or know more about our project. They're very welcome. So thank you so much for this experience, and good luck.
Thanks, Karen. Mackenzie, we'll go with you next. So what's next for you, and how should people connect with you?
Sure. So what's next for Sheer Balance is getting out there and doing trainings. So hopefully we can get those up and running soon. So if you are interested in having mental health first aid being brought to your salon or barbershop, There are inquiry forms not only in the booth here, but also on the website, which is www.thehearttoheal.org. You can follow us on Instagram at the Heart to Heal as well.
And next we'll do Nicole.
So as my teammate said, the work continues. And so I'm excited. We're going to be launching our first Hey Auntie event on Auntie's Day, which is July 26th. So we're going to do our first virtual event. It's titled The Emotional Phases of a Millennial. And so if there have been things that you've been going through and you've never quite felt comfortable asking a question, we have one of our aunties, Dr. Deborah Darlene Roebuck, who is going to answer those questions. And in fact, if you go on my website, www.heyauntie.io, you can submit questions even anonymously, because to Mackenzie's point, sometimes people are not comfortable. And so we just want those questions to be answered. So we're excited about that. And there's a registration link in the booth. Then I'm excited. We just are going to launch our first Hey Auntie experience. And we are partnering, and I'm going to hold the surprise, but with a hotel who has agreed to sponsor a weekend getaway for an auntie. So you'll start to see some drip campaign for that to kind of announce that. But what we're going to ask you to do is to celebrate your auntie, share one or two pieces of advice that they have given you. And from that, we're going to randomly choose an auntie to gift a weekend stay to as a way just to say thank you. And you will continue to see those type of ongoing programs until and as we continue to build out this platform in the future.
Kia, how can people connect with you and what's next for Strides?
So to connect with us right now, if you go on Instagram, we are at City Fit Girls. If you got questions that you want to email, you can send those to info@cityfitgirls.com. But what's next? We are going to be getting our first group up and running for September. And folks will have the option to train for the Rothman 8K or the Philly Half Marathon. But again, if racing is not something that you're interested in doing, you'll still be able to come out and join us for classes. So we'll launch in September. We're going to be hiring 2 to 3 coaches to help lead those classes. So if you or someone you know is a personal trainer and or running coach and they're looking for work, have them send me an email at info@cityfitgirls.com. But yeah, otherwise that's it.
Thank you all. We have some questions from the chat, so I'm going to just share those with you all to answer as well. So the first one is, what is something you are proud of for yourself throughout this process? So a proud moment during this process. And do want to acknowledge to everyone, they've been doing this during a very difficult time. So I'm proud of you all for sticking with us and finishing, but curious to know your thoughts.
For me, it was.
Go ahead, Mackenzie.
I am the queen of starting multiple projects and leaving them undone. So to be able to see this through from start to finish is probably my proudest moment.
Anyone else have a proud moment?
Yeah, so I made the terrible choice to buy a house and get a new job when starting this program. And so I'm really proud kind of seeing this through the end. So today's the last day of this and then closing on my house on Friday. So being able to just stick with everything feels really good.
On the house, that's huge, especially in this market. Anyone else have a proud moment?
I'll go and just say that I would just have to say, just being able to like develop a pitch and like present a pitch. I really have to be honest and say I have a lot of anxiety, and I had to overcome an extreme amount of anxiety, particularly in the first half, and like recording and presenting and, you know, public speaking. I mean, it just has been it's a professional accomplishment, but it's a personal point too, to have really, took something on that it's been a real challenge. I don't know that. The other thing too is I don't even know if this pitch competition didn't end up being the time that it was and everything was virtual. I don't know that I would have even have done it, because in person is another beast altogether. But I am proud that I've done it. And I feel more confident going out and presenting my pitches and doing it in public. And just that whole personal and professional growth has been amazing.
I also want to say your Juneteenth event, which was huge. I feel like that's another proud moment. It should be.
I'm sorry. It's so many proud moments.
Yes.
I mean, the Juneteenth was, I'm incredibly proud of. Of myself for doing it, because that's like seeing that 250 people Black folks come out to eat plant-based foods was a realization of something that I thought, but to actually see it it blew me away. So I'm proud of myself, but I'm also super proud of my team, my mamas who really supported that, my instructional staff who we've been doing this for years. So it was a real moment for all of us to take something that we've held really close and open it up to the community and for it to be so well received. But thank you for acknowledging and recognizing that. Thank you.
Yes. And Karen, for you.
I was going to say, like, I'm proud of being here at this moment, sharing about our projects with everybody. But then thinking about what Jana just said, like giving a pitch and then a pitch in 8 minutes. That was one of the biggest challenges of my life. It was difficult, but we did it and we are here. So I'm very proud of ourselves. Yeah.
I would agree. Proud to finish, like that is huge. Finishing well is always worthy of celebration. And I will also say too, just stepping outside of my comfort zone, right? Like for me, having this idea, being super passionate about racial and gender equity and going into these different technology spaces and getting people to sign on and buy in to this idea, I'm super proud of. That has been super encouraging to see people are like, yes, this makes sense. And they want to put their time and their resources behind it. That's been a big accomplishment for me as well.
So relating to your everyone's mentioning of powering through and getting through difficult or challenging times, did you ever hit a specific point where you just wanted to quit? And what was that point and how did you power through it? Or if there are any, like techniques or tactics that you've used to kind of keep your mental or physical health going throughout this journey, that would be great to share as well.
I'll share and say, yes, there's definitely, I was like, I don't think this is just too much. It's just too much. When we came back for the accelerator and realizing that this was like a weekly thing and like homework and, like still having to work full time, still trying to get this off the ground. It was a moment there where I was like, I'm not sure about this. But I would say like my tip or whatever is like, just keep going. You just keep going and you keep showing up and you just do your best, and there would be times where I'm like, I'm not going to go to class. I can't make it today. And I'm like, just go. And I swear, Chelsea, you might've caught me dozing on one class. There was one class I was rough. I was really dozing, but I was like, I was here and I just showed up and kept powering through. So definitely, again, to Karen, it's definitely been a challenge, but a great challenge.
Have insights on how to power through or a time that was specifically challenging for them?
I would have to agree. So kind of along the lines with Takia, in the midst of this accelerator, I was working off-site for 6 weeks. So I was living in a hotel for 8 weeks. I resigned from 2 jobs, started a new one, and then was doing this in the midst of it. The one moment I think was trying to figure out how I was going to record for the video interview. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Where can I find a barbershop? So luckily I was able to kind of pull on my personal connections and hook up with the shop in State College from a friend from Philadelphia that opened a shop out there. So it worked out. But what kept me going was this project is bigger than me. I had an idea. There was something out there that I knew was going to help the community. So regardless of what I was going through, I had to keep pushing because I know that this is something that's going to help other people. So keeping that in the back of my mind, because there were a lot of days where I just, I was tired. I was driving back and forth, but knowing that it's bigger than me has kept me going.
Yeah, did you have anything else to add?
Only that one of the things that kept me going is that I actually was writing community like blog posts. So telling people that this was something that I was doing forced me to stick with it. And so, I kept telling people that, oh, I'm doing this so that you guys can stay up to date. But it's just like, no, I'm writing this because if I write this and I'm telling people that it's happening, I got to stick with it.
That's a good idea to have public accountability. I do want to share with you all, like, I'm very grateful to have the community of you all through this process too. Like, I don't know if you all know, but I live alone. So you all have been like the motivation to remind me to like fitness, stay running, eat your vegetables, like call your auntie, like all of that, like community building. It's been helpful working with you all through this for me personally too. So it's meant more than working with you all throughout this time. We did have one more question. So from this process, is there something that was surprising or unexpected that furthered your work, or maybe a connection that you made that was surprising?
One of the big things that for me, when I was going through getting B-roll, I had went to my family, the barbershop that my dad, my grandpa, my uncles went to. And while I was out, shooting B-roll, one Mr. Keith came out and was like, hey, what's this about? So I kind of started to, and he was very skeptical, like, why are you out here taking pictures? But, to be able to have the conversation about what sheer balance was, and for him to talk about, and he was not a millennial, like he was there when my uncles and everybody was going to the barbershop, which had been there for a while. For him to kind of just talk about the things that were going on with him, and the hug that he gave me at the end of the conversation, like you could feel the release, like the opportunity to kind of let everything out that might have been building up. So I said, you know what, I'm going to bring you back some paperwork, and to come back 2 or 3 days, I think it was like 3 days later. And he just said, thank you. That's the thing that sticks out most for me in this whole process.
Have a surprising or unexpected moment?
Not unexpected. No, I guess it is unexpected. I just didn't expect the amount of support that I was getting from the community, right? So, I expected my friends and family, like my close friends and family, to show up, and support me at the original pitch night, and to kind of cheer me on. But the amount of people who voted for Strides and who just showed up, and I mean, I was getting DMs from people who I had never met before, people who had, run with us one time and moved to California, but made an effort to tune in and still support me. That was really cool.
Anyone else have a moment?
I guess I want to agree with what Takia said, because we had that same experience. And I want to connect that with the last question, that was exactly that kept us going in those moments that we were like feeling very tired, because we were also having our program at the same time, but going to the program and seeing people being very happy and excited and about what we were doing, and showing that amazing support, that that gave us the kick to keep going, because like Mackenzie also mentioned, this is bigger than us. This is not just about us. We're not here talking about benefiting like ourselves, but it's about the community that we're representing here. So yeah.
Happen the same, and I think I keep saying the same thing, but it's the support. It's super humbling to me. But again, to have like a UX designer, and this is her day job, to create wireframes, like I'm like, wow, and to be just super invested in the idea. That was just one of the things that really surprised me. Or people just making introductions, for me, that was one of the things that was just super surprising. And like my teammate says, that keeps empowering you to move forward. because the more I think, and the beauty of community is that the more you talk to community, you do have those moments where you do want to quit, right? And so when you're able to kind of bounce that off of each other, and I think you can also support each other as well. Take a beat. I've learned that as well, to take a beat and take a nap, and then keep going.
At times, I just want to thank you all for this whole experience, for sticking with us, for committing to your community, to committing to Millennial Health. And just want to do a round of applause, everyone in the chat, to drop some applause hands to the teams, because it's been wonderful working with you all, and everyone you really should be proud of what you've achieved so far. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining us, and I'm going to pass it back to Sarita, who is going to lead us in the announcement of our winner.
Wow. Thank you, Chelsea, and our 5 teams. I just want to shout out some folks. I was like in the chat, just really trying to take in some of the reactions and responses that you all have been having throughout the course of the conversation. Shout out to Amel, who said connecting people together is very important. Absolutely. Michelle, who said come through market research. I know that's right. A lot of our teams, all of our teams really, that was a part of the process, right? Doing that market research. Nicole said you all had to be vulnerable and open with your own mental emotional health. Absolutely. And then Jeff, 100% agreeing there. I too can't believe that only one of these teams can win. And last but not least, Janelle, who wrote, cannot wait to hear who the winner is, although all of you all are winners. And with that, a huge shout out to all of our teams for the growth on this journey, better known as the Well City Challenge. Make sure you keep up with each and every one of the teams on their social media channels that can be found in the chat. But now we are at the moment that I'm pretty sure every single one of us has been waiting for, our grand prize winner announcement. Joining us to share this news is Greg Devins, President and Chief Executive Officer at Independence Blue Cross, and Nick Frontino, Managing Director of the Economy League of Greater Philadelphia. Please join me in welcoming Greg and Nick to the stage.
Thank you, Sarita. We appreciate you serving as our MC tonight. And thanks to everyone in the audience for taking part in this celebration of our teams and their amazing progress throughout the accelerator. It's been an honor to partner with the Economy League to sponsor the Well City Challenge. Tonight, you had the opportunity to learn about the journey of our 5 final teams and hopefully to interact with them personally. By now, you know what I know, that they are all primed for success and ready to make an impact on health and well-being in our region. After a year of hard work and 3 months of getting to know these outstanding teams, I have the incredible honor this evening to announce our grand prize winner. This was a difficult decision for our judges to make, to say the least, but I'm proud to announce that the recipient of the Well City Challenge $50,000 grand prize is Hey Auntie. In creating Hey Auntie, Nicole Kinney has followed through on an idea that can have a huge impact on millennial health. Hey Auntie's virtual delivery platform provides growth potential, scalability, and flexibility. Nicole's experience positions her perfectly to move Hey Auntie ahead. She's already assembled an impressive advisory team with expertise in health, technology, marketing, finance, and legal issues. So on behalf of everyone at Independence Blue Cross, let me say how excited I am for Hey Auntie to reach its full potential. Our company is committed to promoting equitable whole person health, and we know that mental health impacts physical health and vice versa, and that support systems are critical to maintaining one's mental health. By helping Black women to build support systems, Hey Auntie can contribute to their well-being and success. It's an incredible opportunity. Congratulations to Nicole and everyone who worked on this idea, and thanks to everyone who made the Well City Challenge such a worthwhile program. I salute the Economy League on this incredible result. And now it's my pleasure to hand it off to Nick Frontino to welcome Nicole Kenny to the stage. Nick, over to you.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate Independence's support of the Well City Challenge. And man, this was but Nicole, I'm so excited for you. It's really difficult to not be able to award prizes to all of the teams here. This was an incredible process, but we think Hey Auntie has incredible potential going forward and would love to have you come up to the stage and just say a few words of what's on your thinking, if you can gather your emotions momentarily.
Okay, so yeah. I am humble. I'm a crier. I'm emotional. So you're seeing my raw emotion. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. First and foremost, anyone who knows me, I'm a woman of faith. So I have to thank Jesus. I thank God. I want to thank, oh my God, my family. I want to thank my friends. I have to thank my advisors. I thank Blue Cross Blue Shield. Thank you, Economy League. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Nick, for being such fantastic supporters. I want to thank my entire team. Y'all are also dope. So I'm just excited to support all of your projects. Thank you for this investment into Black women and Black girls. I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. I'm just great. Thank you. Oh my God. I hope I'm thanking everybody. Thank just thank you. I need a moment. And this is my, okay.
Take your moment. Take your moment.
I'm so grateful. I'm just grateful for everyone who supported me, everyone who told me to keep going, because this is hard. It is so hard. And I just had this vision and I'm just trying to keep going. And I'm just thank you. Thank you to my auntie, Deborah Roebuck, the chief auntie, all my aunties. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for all your hard work. And thank you, Karen, Takia, Mackenzie, Gianna, Yusha, and everybody here. You put such incredible hard work into this. And we're proud to be able to support you during the challenge and help you as we can going forward. So congratulations, Nicole. And Sarita, we'll turn it back to you.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you, Nicole, and the entire Hey Auntie team and community. This isn't just a win for Hey Auntie, right? This is a win for Philadelphia. That's what this was all about. It's for the millennials in Philadelphia, for our health outcomes, but for us as a city to be able to really live and breathe and be what it means to be a well city. And so with that, definitely want to encourage each and every one of us to support, every single one of these teams who have put forth the best of their ideas, of their hard work, of their teamwork. This is an opportunity for us to continue to pass the baton on and to make sure that everyone in the city and beyond knows about the ideas that are right here in Philly and all striving towards our best health. And so with that, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Again, a special congratulations to our grand prize winner, Hey Auntie. We are so excited to see what's in store next and watch you grow on this journey. This is a reminder that our team rooms will reopen to interact directly with them. If you should have any additional questions, please feel free to ask those. We want to thank you for interacting and engaging with us in this virtual hybrid, world that we're in at this point. Our prize winners will definitely be notified by email for follow-up conversations and opportunities and all of that good stuff. It's absolutely been a thrilling experience to see the work being made to improve millennial health in the face of, really how we have handled millennial health and mental health challenges that honestly could make or break our economy. And so with that said, it doesn't even feel right to say goodbye for now. I think with each and every one of these teams, the best way to put it is we'll be seeing you very soon. With the innovation, with the creativity, with the determination that you have demonstrated over the course of these past, few months, and then some. We look forward to all that you will contribute, not just to the city, but to the state of humanity. And so, with that, salute and thank you to each and every one of you. Again, thanks to Independence Blue Cross, to the Economy League, and congrats again to Hey Auntie. And together, remember, we can make Philadelphia a well city. And now we know for sure we're one step further in seeing and living that. And so, with that said, you all have a absolutely wonderful evening. Good night.
Oh, I'm this. Wait, is this real?